Alright, welcome back guys to my TNA Impact Wrestling review for June 14th, 2012. And I thought this was a pretty good show. It had a couple spots that didn't really work for me. One thing was actually out of TNA's control though. So overall I gotta say I did enjoy this week's episode. Had some good stuff on here. The main event was pretty good. Had some good matches. I enjoyed the Royal Rumble, which is what the Gauntlet was. And the masked men at the end, I'm okay with that. It's hopefully it turns out to be somebody good. I'm not really sure what to expect yet, but overall I have to say I did enjoy this show. So the show starts off, they recap what's been going on with James Storm, and it opens with a Ultimate X match. We have Austin Aries, Sabin, and Zema Ion. Zema goes right after the belts, so the faces work him over, and then Sabin messes up his knee. I feel horrible for this guy. Coming back after I think it was his ankle, horrible ankle injury, MCL, one of those, ACL, I don't know. But it took him out for almost a year, and he's finally back, and he messes up his knee, and you could just see him on the outside, and he's just like, oh man, this is the worst time ever. I mean, with Shelly gone, I would have to wonder, are they going to keep me around if I'm injury prone? Depending on how severe the injury is. He doesn't have his partner anymore, so it's not like they have the machine guns, so now it's just Chris Sabin. And is he going to stay in TNA? I mean, who knows, but this was just bad timing, and it really hurt the match. And like I said earlier in the video, this was just, it could have been an awesome match. It still was okay, but it could have been great. And for a live show, the injury, it was beyond TNA's control. And I actually feel bad for Sabin here. Aries hits a brainbuster on Zema. He grabs the title for the win. There could have been a lot of other injuries in this match. The way guys were landing, I just knew somebody's knee was going to snap. And Sabin's injury actually happened on the outside. He gets tossed over the rope and lands on Zema, I think, and that's when he suffered the injury. But you could see he was limping, and it wasn't good. So afterwards, Aries cuts a promo, talks about how he said he was the greatest man who ever lived when he came in, and it's true. And he's always the main event, but he's not satisfied with just being the X Division champion. So Hogan comes out. Hogan says he hears all the fans cheering for Aries, says he knows what it's like to be the main event and break records, and Hogan says that Aries is the greatest thing he's ever seen in the ring. So that's pretty big praise, and Aries says that he wants to be the main event, and Hogan says he will give Aries a match against Roode at Destination X. However, he can't have one guy holding both belts. So if Aries wants the match, he's going to have to drop the X Division title, so it's a gamble. He's going to have to drop the title to get the match, but if he loses, he leaves with nothing. But he could win the world title, which I'm going to go ahead and say he won't. So this is a way to put the X Division title on someone else and move Aries into a bigger picture. So I was fine with that, and I actually thought it was a good idea. I know a lot of people were wondering what they're going to do with Austin Aries to keep his momentum going, but take the X Division belt off him, and I thought this was a great idea by TNA. Then we see Joe Parks backstage. By the way, the Wrestling Observer website has a free interview with Brian Alvarez interviewing Joe Parks, and it's awesome. It's just a fun, short interview to listen to. I just figured I'd put that out there if anybody's interested. So he's backstage. He's all happy about beating Bully Ray and having his match, and he's telling these people, did you see the part where I hit him with the cane? And it was great. And then Bully Ray comes up. Everybody runs away like an old Western movie. And he gets in his face. He says, where's your brother? Or brother. And he gets mad and he flips the table. And he says he's going to go find Abyss. Then we get Hernandez versus Devon for the TV title. Hernandez hit another big dive to start the match off. Didn't care much for this one. Later on, Hernandez, something happens on the top rope. It's slippery. Taz is putting it over his sweat. And he just could not get his foot on that rope. And so he ended up just kind of falling off of it onto Devon. Devon hits him with the spine buster, gets the win. Then we see Dixie and AJ backstage talking about how they have to, I guess, tell everybody what's going on, tell the truth. Dixie says, "Can we talk tonight?" And I'm just thinking, they're doing this on camera in front of the world. If they were trying to keep it a secret that they had an affair, and her husband is mad enough to punch AJ, what the hell is she doing making plans to meet AJ later tonight? On TV, no less. Doesn't make any sense. Then we get the Royal Rumble, a Bound for Glory series gauntlet match, but it's just a Royal Rumble. The winner gets 20 points in the Bound for Glory series. I do like the Bound for Glory series. I think it's a great concept. Last year, the problem with it was some guys didn't get any matches. So how can it be a fair series if guys aren't getting matches? I can't remember who it was. I think Samoa Joe, maybe. Maybe a couple other guys. Douglas Williams weren't getting any matches for the series, so it didn't make any sense. Well, how the hell do you expect them to get points? It was all RVD, and it just, I don't know. But hopefully this one's a lot better. The Rumble starts with AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy. RVD enters the match. After commercial, Magnus is in the match. Bully Ray's entering. Then Kurt Angle comes out. And then Pope returns. Yes, the Pope returns to TNA Impact. They said something about how he's been gone. He's in the new Batman movie. I don't know anything about this, but that's what they said. So Pope did return here. I thought that was awesome. Bully eliminates Hardy. Biss comes from under the ring and pulls Bully over the top rope, eliminating him. Robbie E gets in the match. Pope tries to eliminate AJ, and RVD gets eliminated. Christopher Daniels comes out. He eliminates AJ after AJ accidentally hits Kurt Angle with a kick. Then he eliminates Angle. Samoa Joe comes out. He eliminates Robbie E. And then we have a confrontation with Samoa Joe and Magnus, his old tag team partner. They collide. Joe eliminates Magnus. James Storm comes out, gets a great reaction from the fans. He eliminates Pope and Christopher Daniels, and he hits the super kick to eliminate Joe, giving him the 20 points in the Bound for Glory series. Afterwards, he cuts a promo. Long story short, he's back. He's going for the title. Backstage, Roode says he's not concerned about Storm, and he's focusing on Anderson for tonight. Then backstage, Kurt Angle is fighting with AJ about how AJ's been distracted, how he kicked him in the match in the Rumble. I predicted this happening as a way to possibly turn AJ heel. For the Slammiversary review I did, maybe even my predictions video or last week's Impact, but I can't remember. But I did know that AJ would eventually have to turn heel. And because they put the tag belts on them, the way they can break the team up is have Angle get pissed off at AJ for being distracted. And in 1 week, exactly, they start doing this angle. So that's exactly what's going on here. AJ says he's going to get focused. Miss Tessmacher versus Madison Rayne. Kind of average here. Tessmacher wins with a clothesline type move. Not her usual finisher, but she hits this move and wins the match. Backstage, Brooke Hogan tells Gail Kim that next week is open fight night. They do these lame-ass facials, these close-ups on their face. Like when she asks Brooke a question and it shows Brooke's face, and oh my god, I don't even know how to describe this. It's really weird, but it looks so stupid. So anyway, Brooke says she wants to do a 4-way match next week. Gail Kim says she doesn't want to. She has a rematch in her contract. Brooke says, yeah, but it's up to me when you get the rematch, and if you don't want to be in the 4-way, enjoy your vacation. Just a cheap way to try and get Brooke Hogan on television, like anybody's tuning in for that, so I don't get it. Anderson says he hasn't forgot about what Bobby Roode did to him, hitting him with a beer bottle, and he's going to pay him back. I don't know what's up with Mr. Anderson. He sounded drunk again. He actually sounded drunk again here. I don't know what's going on with the guy. He doesn't look the same. Maybe it's just me. He had a great match with Bobby Roode. Well, not great. It was good, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is all in my head. But then we get Anderson versus Roode for the world title. I thought it was decent. Anderson taps to the crossface. I did notice that he didn't do his usual mic gimmick where he summons the microphone and then cuts a promo. He's like, "I," or "Mister," and all that stuff. He didn't do any of that. And I'm just wondering if this is a possible heel turn in his future. But I thought it was strange he wouldn't do that. Then we see AJ and Dixie backstage. They're talking about how they're going to reveal everything on next week's show. And they're playing Vanilla Ice in the background. If you notice in these backstage segments, you can hear the wrestlers leaving the ring. You can hear their entrance music. For example, Bobby Roode, when he cut his promo after Storm won the Royal Rumble, you can hear Storm's music. Here, when AJ and Dixie are talking, they played Vanilla Ice. Ice Ice Baby. Either that or Under Pressure. But I heard it for a second, I rewound it, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? What's going on in the Impact Zone? So yeah, I just thought that was funny. I had to write it down. Then Sting comes out. They show the video of Sting again, the Hall of Fame video. Sting comes out. He thanks Jerry Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett, and Dixie, and then he gets attacked by these three guys wearing masks. One of them kind of fell over a little bit, so I'm not too impressed with him so far, but I think it could be a cool angle. And you know, you have Bobby Roode doing his thing. You got James Storm in the Bound for Glory series, who's going to win, I hope, and then beat Bobby Roode at Bound for Glory. You have Austin Aries getting into the main title picture. You don't need Sting in the main title picture. Do something else with him. So that's why I'm happy to see this. It may not be the excuse me. It may not be the best angle ever, but at least it's something for Sting to do while everybody else does their own thing. And that's why I'm happy about it. So yeah, overall I have to say I enjoyed this Impact. I thought it was a cool, Battle Royal match in the middle, and the main event was good. X Division match could have been a lot better if it wasn't for the injury, but like I said, that's out of everybody's hands. You can't really fault them on that. So yeah, I have to say I enjoyed this show. So that's my review of this week's Impact. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments below, and thanks for watching.